The situation inside the class when the teacher is taking the class and the students, when they are having no attention towards the lecture, or if they show no interest in the class. So after 40 or 60 minutes when the lecture is over, they are getting nothing, but they are with empty minds. Why? Because they do not pay attention and they do not show interest. So this is a very important barrier, and this barrier must be removed for getting the message in the real sense. Then we come into third barrier, that is physical disability. Physical disability means, like for example, hearing problem or speech difficulty. If I cannot speak well, if my words are not clear, so you cannot get my message. The same is the case on your side if your hearing problem is there or hearing impairment. So in that sense, you cannot go with me. And the same is the case when I'm stammering, if I'm hackling, if I'm not using the correct level of language, my accent is not clear, or I use or cut the words when I'm speaking, so you will not get me. And the same is the case if your hearing problem is there, then again you cannot get the correct message. So this physical disability is very easy to remove, and this you can do by getting feedback. You can ask and put questions to your teacher about his disability, if he is not in the position to speak well or to use the correct level of language. The same is the case, the teacher must ask questions from the students that if they have got the lesson or not, and so by this feedback from both the parties, this physical disability can be brought to an end. Then the next barrier is unfamiliar accents. Now keep this in mind that we are Pakistanis and we have our own accent of English. Sometimes we come across those people who are struggling. They are not speaking. They are trying to imitate Americans, trying to imitate other people whose mother language is English. So we cannot exactly speak like them, and they cannot exactly speak like us, our languages, like Pashto and Urdu or other languages. So better is to kill this psychological inferiority complex, because we are all the time there. Look at your political leaders. They are all very well speakers of English, but they are speaking, they are not struggling. So that's why if the accent, style of speaking, if that is unfamiliar to the common people, so definitely they will be unable and they won't be in the position to get the correct message. So this unfamiliar accents, now this is up to us. And if, for example, you want to kill this type of barrier, so better is to go first to the videos of Pakistani speakers, Indian speakers, and then you can go to American speakers, and you can go to British speakers, and when you follow their videos and their accents, so after some days you will be in the position to follow them easily. But there is a big difference between struggling and speaking. So those who try to change their accent, they are trying to struggle, and those who are not trying to go for that change, but they are doing that naturally, so it means that they are speaking. Then the last one is expectations and prejudices, which may lead to confusion. For example, if you expect something else from the speaker and he or she shares with you something else, so definitely the level of motivation for achieving that message, for getting that message, comes to a very lower position. And when the expectations are not met, so basically the receiver of the message is not interested in that message anymore, because his expectations are not fulfilled. Similarly, prejudices means this is what we call narrow-mindedness. Sometimes a poor man can become a good orator, and so if he speaks there, so those people who are not from his class, so they don't show that respect to that speaker, and they normally become the victim of prejudice, and so they are present there, but they are not getting the message. Or for example, if you have some political differences with a person, if he comes there, so do not look at the man, but look at the words, or look at his. Just keep this in mind. Just keep his message in mind and ask this question from yourself: what does he say? You must focus on what, not on who. So when you focus on what, then prejudice will not be there. But if you focus on who, then prejudices are bound to be there. So this is your today's lecture. Once again, coming to this principles of effective communication: clarity, conciseness, completeness, concentration, correctness, clarity, and concreteness. And if you bring all these things in such an order, it's good. If the order is changed, again, it makes no difference. Similarly, keep this in mind for each and every principle or C. There are conditions have been written here, and you must follow all these conditions. Then we talked about barriers in communication. So these barriers, are man-made. We can easily remove them and try to be the best speaker and the best listener. Because it is said that a good student is always a good listener. So if you do not listen, you cannot speak. And if you want to listen, definitely you will become a very good speaker. You will become very good speakers and very good orators, debaters. So, in previous lectures, I noted my email and all that. So, if you have any query, any question, you can share that on my email or on my WhatsApp number. Thank you. Allah